Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchah Kodesh. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations, and many blessings to those that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel from Jim's Camp Atlanta, coming back into the spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. In this lesson, I'm going into these Houthis and these attacks that have been escalating in the Middle East, showing that we're heading closer and closer to World War III. This is actually escalating into a hot war where other nations are actually attacking. All right. We're also going to go over this Klaus Kchwab's article where he's talking about how those that will not accept merger with machines will become extinct. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is for that, we're going to start with Matthew 25 and 24 and 6. And it says, and you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. These are the beginning of sorrow. So these are the beginning. The things that are happening right now is just the beginning of the hell that we're about to start catching in this world. Okay. For the Israelites, okay, because we're entering in the time of Jacob's trouble, and we're going to enter into a very, very hot war. To where if the Lord isn't with you, then, amen. I don't know what to tell you, but let's go ahead and get into these articles. This is Menafin, and basically this happened yesterday. And it says Yemen's Houthi group attacks two U.S. warships. Okay, it says Yemen's Houthi group has announced that it has launched missile attacks against two U.S. ships in the Gulf of Aden, saying the hits were accurate. Okay, in a televised statement aired by the group's satellite TV channel Al Majir, Houthis military spokesperson Yahya Sarria said on Monday evening that the attacks against American ships Sea Champion and Navis Fortuna were accurate and direct without specifying the damages or casualties. See, these nations are getting boastful. It says, according to Syria, the attacks brought the total number of Houthis operations during the last 24 hours to 4. Xinhua news agency reported the first targeted a British ship, resulting in its complete sinking. So they completely sunk a British ship. The second shot down a U.S. MQ-9 drone in the airspace of Houthi governorate, while the last two targeted two U.S. ships. Our operations in the Red Sea and the Arabian Sea will escalate and will not stop unless Israel's aggression on Hamas stops on the siege of Palestinian people in Gaza Strip is lifted. Okay, so you see how the U.S. is trying to force them to capitulate and force them to say, hey, you know what, we're going to stop so they can continue to bombard Gaza. Now, it's stated that Iran is about to enter into this war. You know, if Iran enter into this war, we're in World War III right now, but if Iran enter in, then Russia and China is going to come to the aid of Iran, and it's pretty much going to be over with. All right, we're going to be into a hot war. All right, so this is fact check. Does the video show Houthis sinking a cargo ship? Now, I don't know. I didn't watch this video yet, but we can play it and see what it plays. Now this looks CGI to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip it. All right. So here's the tanker right here that was allegedly sunk, I believe. So it says weeks of clashes. This is Newsweek, by the way. It says weeks of clashes in the Red Sea. Yemen and Houthi rebels cargo ship and Western defense forces continue to disrupt global supply chains and threaten stability in the Middle East surrounding Israel and its conflict in Gaza. Despite the U.S. and its allies launching airstrikes against Houthi rebels, attacks against ships crossing the Red Sea has preserved with the crew of one British registered vessel, the Ruby Mara forced to abandon ship after it was hit by a missile on Sunday. Okay, so this is legit. They was actually hit by a missile on Sunday. Okay, the Houthis claim that the Ruby Mara is at risk of sinking. Videos were shared on social media said to show the cargo ships foundering. All right, so they said that this cargo ship is basically about to be sunk. Okay, so yeah, this is hey, um, and what we're seeing right now is prophecy being fulfilled. Okay, so let me go to Second Ezra 9. All right, so I'm gonna go to 16:11, and we can go to Second Ezra the ninth chapter real quick, because what we're seeing right now is the prophecies, um, are being fulfilled, and they're popping off like crazy. And Yahweh Shai gave this prophecy, over 2,000 years ago, when he said there would be wars and rumors of wars. All right, so that's what's happening right now. This is Second Ezra 9. I'm gonna start at verse 1. He says, "And he answered me then and said, Measure the time diligently in itself, and when I see its part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." So we're seeing the Lord is visiting this place, because all of the prophecies that the Lord said were going to happen in the last days are happening, and they're happening at a very furious rate. They're moving along very fast. Okay, and every day we hear about something else. 2024 has just been a year. We've had more stuff happen within the first 30 days of 2024 than I believe in almost all of 2023. Okay, so this shows you that the Lord is speeding this thing up, because he's making this stuff happen. So as we're seeing, the other nations rise up against Babylon, we understand that this is all prophecy. All right, so I'm gonna grab Joel. I'm gonna grab Joel. I'm gonna grab Joel 3:10. I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles: Prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let the men of war draw near, let them come up." So they're all coming up. They're telling, "Nah, we standing up now. We don't care about y'all bombing us anymore. We don't care. Y'all oppressing us anyway. All right. This is what my mindset would be. Y'all oppressing us anyway. Y'all doing us dirty anyway. We might as well fight y'all back." And I believe that's, this is me speaking as a man, that's part of why these nations are standing up. Because they're like, well, wait a minute. If we don't do nothing, y'all gonna come and kill us anyway. All right. So let's wake up and stand up for ourselves, man. Y'all used to be the big boy in the block, but y'all no longer the big boy in the block. We got weapons. We got military. Okay. And it says in next, it says, "Beat your plowshares and the sword." So they're taking the money that they've been normally put into their agriculture and to food production, and they're putting it into their military. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why you see all of these small countries getting these big militaries and these big boy weapons. Okay, it says, "And your plowshares and the spears of the weak say I'm strong." They're now saying, you know what, we're not taking this from y'all no more. Okay, we're gonna fight you back, and that's something that America is not accustomed to, being fought back by a country. Because America at one time had such a powerful military that it was really hard for another country to stand up against them. But now it's not like that. Now they can't even get people to join the military, and the people that want to join are so freaking out of shape that they don't even qualify to be in the military. So they have to draft people from other countries in order to be in the American military, because there's not enough people in this country that want to be in the military. And who will want to be in the military? Look how they treat their veterans. Look how they treat the people that go to war for them. Look how they treat the people. Excuse me. So yeah, they treat their veterans. They treat those people that fought for this country. They treat them like trash. First, it was Jake that they treat like trash. When Jake would go to war with them in World War I, World War II, things of that nature. you know, and Jake would come back and they wouldn't even be recognized as soldiers, you know, and they would get booed and shit like that. But then you got their own people that don't want to fight in the military because they don't do their own people well. Okay, this place is these people are fucking wicked, man. Okay, I'm gonna continue on. It says, "Beat your plowshares and the swords, and your pruning hook and the spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong." Verse 11 it says, "Assemble yourselves and come ye and gather yourselves together together around about thither. Cause the mighty ones to come down, O Lord." Okay, so the Lord is gathering all of the nations into the valley of troops and then building them up to fight this one last war. That's going to be the war to end all wars. All right. And it says, this is Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that it is none like it, even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Okay? So the Lord is going to save Jacob out of this trouble, and it's going to be a time like never before, you know, that and never shall be. There's never going to be a time like it's about to happen again. All right? And the Lord is moving this to show you that this is what wickedness. Because before the Lord let wickedness build up to a point and he destroyed it with the flood. Now he letting it go all the way. He letting the wickedness go to the point to where, hey, it just can't be no more. It can't go any further than this, or everything is going to be destroyed. Okay, so I gotta intervene and put a stop to it, because as the scripture just said, this day is great, so that it is none like it. Okay, there is none like it. Okay, hold on for 1 second, Aki. Salaki, okay. So as I was saying, you know, this is going to be a time like never before, okay. And so you know, this is going to be heavy when all of this comes to pass, man. You know, which is happening right now. All right, this is Revelation 8:2. It says, "And he cried with a mighty strong voice, saying, Babylon is fallen, and has become the habitations of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage for every unclean bird." So what we're seeing right now is we're seeing that Babylon is literally falling before your eyes. Not only are they losing their financial power, they're losing their military might, they're losing their prestige around the world. Okay, they don't have the same influence that they once had over the other nations. It is falling on all sides, and not to mention, it's on the cusp of a civil war from within the nation itself. Okay, so you got the nations fight, the states fighting one another. You know, so Babylon is divided. It's having terrible finance. I think it's been downgraded to a AA rating, which is basically saying that, you know, your country isn't as strong as it once was. You know what I'm saying? Your financial system isn't as strong as it once was, so they diminishing it. Okay, and your military is being diminished. All right, now even though they have military weapons that they developed that are far more advanced than the ones that they display to us, but as far as the troops that would normally be on the ground, for the boots on the ground, they don't have that anymore. You know, their army has been diminished and spread thin. All right. So now let's move on to this Klaus Kchwab, right? So Klaus Kchwab says that, you know, just going in the spirit of prophecy to show that all of these things are meshing together. Klaus Kchwab says humans who refuse to merge with AI will soon become extinct. And it says, World Economic Forum Klaus Kchwab has warned that humans who refuse to merge with artificial intelligence, AI, will soon find that they have no place in society. Now, this is a very powerful statement that this nigga's saying. He's saying that, you know, that he's basically God. Like, this is what we're moving forward, we're moving to as a species. And all of the people, even the ones that don't agree, that don't want to do this shit, right? You got to do it or you're going to become extinct. And why? Why are you going to become extinct? Because those that do this shit are going to start hunting those that don't. The men of the Lord is going to be a great insurrection against those that serve the Lord, because they're going to really hate the fact that the men of the Lord are outside preaching this truth. You know what? Let me just get that real quick. All right. So let's go to 2nd Ezra 16. Second Ezra 16 and 70. And it says, for there shall be in every place and in the cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So you're going to have these people that have adopted this AI and adopted this technology, you're going to have them here having a great insurrection. They're going to be, you know, trying to kill the men of the Lord. They're going to be trying to turn them into the jails, into the magistrates, or whatever. You know, they're going to be turning against the men of the Lord, all right, because we're not a part of this system. All right. And then you're going to get some that are going to capitulate. You know, some are going to just take it because it's going to be very hard. It's going to be a great, like the scriptures say, you got to enter into the kingdom with great tribulation. It's going to be a great, great tribulation. I mean, whatever you can imagine is going to be worse than that. All right. It's going to be worse than that. So I'm going to go to Revelation 13 and 10. And as a matter of fact, let me see if there's more meat on this article.
And when I was speaking here 7 years ago, after having written a book about the fourth industrial revolution, I showed how this revolution will change how we live, how we act, how we communicate, how we produce, and how we consume. Now, we are speaking not just about the fourth industrial revolution. We are speaking about the transition of humankind into a new era, which is not just characterized by technological change. A new era where humankind will enjoy many more opportunities and possibilities. It's a transition. It's a transition from we first had the transition about 100 years ago from the agricultural society to the industrial society. But today, we speak about the transition into what I would call the intelligent age. And I did something maybe unusual. I took ChatGPT and I had a long discussion with ChatGPT, with my pot, if I may say so, to see how this new era will look like. And finally, I had about 20 pages of text, and I asked ChatGPT, summarize the text and tell me now, based on our discussion, how will the new era, the intelligent era, look like? And I read you the text. Envisioning a future propelled by the technologies of the fourth industrial revolution, we see a new dawn of human civilization, one that harmonizes technology with the deepest needs and aspirations of humanity. This vision unfolds within a society where artificial intelligence, robotics, the Internet of the Things, 3D printing, genetic engineering, quantum computing become the foundations of our daily life.
So you hear that, right? So he's telling us that genetic engineering, quantum computing, the Internet of Things, all these things are going to be the foundation of our daily life. Now, what does that mean? You got to be integrated with these things. So you have to have something to communicate with them things with. Okay? So when he sat there and said that the people that don't merge with machines are not going to make it, well, he meant it. He meant that you weren't going to make it, because there's no way for you to survive if everything is based off of these concepts unless you're integrated with them. All right. So you know, when the scriptures talk about being forced to do it, you're going to be forced on many different levels. You're going to be forced on a societal level because you won't be able to interact, and you're going to be forced on a social level because you won't be able to interact, and you're going to be forced on a financial level because you won't be able to interact. Okay, you won't be able to connect to their system because everything is going to be artificial. All right, so this is Revelation 13, and it says, and he causes all, well, he maketh. So the way he's going to structure his society is where you're going to have to do it. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and forehead, that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So you see that this devil is going to force everybody by changing the system to where you cannot interact. You won't be able to get food. You won't be able to get water. You won't be able to get anything out your bank. You won't be able to walk. You won't even be able to walk into a building, certain buildings, unless you have this. Okay. So, you know, pretty much, Esau is going to have you basically by the balls. Either you're going to do what he needs you to do, or, that's it. All right, so with that, I pray this is an edifying lesson. I'm going to end it off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Klaus Kchwab. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, great male sons. Until next time, I say shalom.